Hey, this is Andy Whaley with AG Financial, hanging out today at Church Mutual's offices with Guy Russ of Church Mutual. Guy, you're the Assistant Vice President of Risk Control, right?
Correct.
Well, you've seen a lot. Yeah. You're in that position where I know that you have helped a lot of churches around the country of all denominations, helping with risk. And right now, I just wanted to talk about winterization. So winter is coming, and churches, really no matter where you're at, north to south, really need to know about what to do to manage risk related to winter, right?
Right.
And I know you've seen a lot of stories, and you've helped a lot of churches again around the country. What would you say are the biggest risk factors related to winter for churches?
Yeah, it definitely comes down to things that can feel very common, and that's slippery conditions, right? So when we talk about churches that maybe are in an area where they get snow or maybe more rain in the winter months, that snow tends not to stay outside, but even outside can cause slippery conditions, can thaw and then freeze again, create icy conditions. And then when people come into the building, they may have that on their shoes and boots and create slippery conditions inside. But it's not just for churches that are around snow. What we're seeing is losses are on the rise from churches that are maybe in more southern areas of the country that haven't had to deal with freezing conditions before. And now we're getting some of those happening, and pipes are freezing and then bursting, causing a lot of water damage to the structures.
Wow. That's a fascinating point. You know, you may be watching this, and if you're from, Minnesota, Wisconsin, it's old news, right? But what I think you're saying is that churches, even in Texas or some of those southern states, also need to know about winter and what to do from a winterization standpoint. So you talked about slips and falls related to snow or ice. You talked about freezing pipes. What can pastors and church leaders watching this do to mitigate that risk?
Yep, so one is being aware, right? First, understanding that we're seeing those polar vortex conditions more frequently now.
Sure.
And what that means is we're seeing very cold air coming down from Canada and dipping much lower into the United States and causing colder temperatures further south where maybe churches in those areas aren't used to that. So when their structures were first built, they might not have as much insulation in the building as what they need now.
Okay.
So really checking that out, understanding where do you have proper insulation, where might you have pipes running in spaces that aren't heated and aren't insulated, and then taking the appropriate measures to go ahead and either heat or insulate those spaces with those pipes so they don't burst, and taking a look at those things to make sure that's all set.
And I know that Church Mutual actually has a product to help. Can you share a little bit about that?
Absolutely, yeah. We call it CM Sensors. That's our sensor program where Church Mutual provides organizations with sensors that they can place in their buildings to alert them to conditions where temperatures might be falling and might cause those frozen pipes, to catch them before they actually burst. The sensors will send out alerts and let the folks at the organization understand what's going on. And if we see those alerts rise too fast, we'll even give a call out and say, hey, are you aware of this? And are you doing something about it?
I love that. Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot here. So for all the pastors, the church leaders watching this right now, if you could just share one thing that you wish every pastor knew or was thinking about related to winterization and preparing, what would that be?
Yeah, have a plan. I mean, that's the biggest thing you can do is make sure you understand what kind of conditions are you going to see in your part of the country. And we can help out with that, right? The Church Mutual website's full of resources that can help out with this.
Okay.
We also have our risk consultants standing by at our Risk Control Central. That's out on our website too. Give them a call if you have any questions on anything, but create a plan. Make sure you're ready.
That's good. All right, Guy. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate your time.
Absolutely.